need to lower that down a little bit, going down. Just take this thing here, just spin. There it is. You loosen this up, and then you spin it down like that. Perfect. So wherever you want, and then lock it in. Okay. So recording perfect. We can cut it out. Yep. Okay. Everybody, we're going to go ahead and start the meeting here so that we can stay on schedule. So go ahead and grab a seat. I want to thank you all for making it to another meeting of the Santa Barbara Real Estate Investor Association. We have about half the seats maybe full. We looked like we had about 25 to possibly 30 people sign up, so I think we'll get some more people coming later. We have a number of things going on here. I'm very happy to see the people that showed up, the speakers, the vendors, and everything else. So just to get this thing rolling, we have the main website, Santa Barbara REIA, or SBREIA. That also, Zach, we've got back here, is doing videos, and all this stuff is going up on YouTube. Thank you, Zach. So, you know, if you've missed any things in the past that you want to go back and look at, that stuff is there all the time. Okay? I'm not real big on be there at 8 o'clock for a webinar because I can never make it to them. But I am doing coaching Saturdays, 11 to 12, and also Wednesdays, I think 5 or 6 in the evening. But it's difficult to get to things like that. So that's why we video this, put it up on YouTube, and you can get to it anytime you want. Okay? Meetup, we're still having people use Meetup to some degree, and I think that is great. You can sign up for the meetings here through Meetup, or go to the other website and sign up there. This is good to be networking with other people. So if you put your face out there and you sign up and it's all free, Alan, and you say you're coming to the meeting, somebody else is going to go, hey, Alan, there's a million meetings, why don't you come to our meeting? You know, and so you're going to meet lots of different people for lots of different reasons. So it's good to be on something like Meetup. We've had to drive a lot of people to this meeting, so it's a good thing. We're going to talk, we've had our registration, we've got some wine and some food back here. Is that, are those bottles open?
Yeah, 2 of them are.
Okay, so we got that. We've actually had some people come here from out of town and get drunk and come up here, right? So don't do it on an empty stomach. It could be dangerous. We're going to talk a little bit about due diligence, personal development, NH Big, Nissan League. And then we're going to go on to our vendors. We've got Linda Pliagas back here. Hey, thanks for making it. And we've got Keith Rowley and Roberta Eastman over here. Hey. There's Roberta.
There you go.
Okay, good. And Anna Cummings is back there. She's got some good information. Thank you, Anna. Appreciate you doing that. And then we'll break for more wine, more food. Robbie Golden is going to be up here talking to us about solar. Thank you so much, Robbie, for making it here. And you, if any of you know me, I'm certainly into that, so we'll talk a little bit about that before we get to Robbie. But wonderful to have you here. I really appreciate what you're doing for the community. It's good. And then we'll have Kathy Fetty will be up here. And you're from Northern California. Whereabouts?
Our office is in Walnut Creek, but I live in Malibu.
I like that commute.
It's a good one, yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, so thank you so much for showing up.
Absolutely.
It was kind of short notice. It was like, oh, thank you, Kathy. And she has got a lot of good information. You know, I'm really impressed with her website. When you go to her website and look at Real Wealth Network, you're going to see a very professional website with a lot of good educational information on there. Good to see you. So I'm impressed. I saw your website. It just made me want to go back and clean mine up. You know?
Oh, you know, and we're totally redoing it. There'll be a new one next week.
Oh my goodness! You know, I'm sure it's going to be great because you've done a wonderful job. Thank you. Okay, so if we're going to stick with the schedule here, let's talk a little bit about due diligence. You probably saw maybe a note on the door here when you guys are signing up for things. This that we're doing here this evening is information and entertainment. And I didn't believe it until Linda gave me a copy of her legal from her lawyer, and I looked at it and I kind of laughed. I'm like, entertainment? You know, actually it should be, because if anybody's coming here and signing up for thousands of dollars worth of stuff right here on the spot, you have not done your due diligence. So don't do it, okay? Because the information, semi-entertainment, and even when you go to the 3-day seminars, that's probably not a time to be signing up, because you probably haven't done enough due diligence. I'm right now getting about $3,000 back on something that I signed up for and went, uh-oh, not good. So one of the things that you want to do when you're signing up for these things is don't write a personal check. Okay? Probably not use a debit card. If you're paying with a credit card, that's the best way to sign up for any of this stuff. But try not to pay for all of it at once. If they say this is $2,000 or $1,000, can I make it payments? Can I pay like $500 and $500 or whatever? Because that's going to give you a little bit more time to dig into what people are offering you and do some more due diligence. And if you don't like what you see and you're not really getting what they told you they would give you, the magic word with the credit card companies, the banks, is services rendered, not delivered. If you say anything else like they lied to me or I don't trust them or whatever, they're going to say, you know, you need to prove the services that were promised were not delivered. So if they show you that you're going to get a bunch of CDs and books and whatnot, and they just never show up, because that's happened to me too. They didn't show up for like 3 months, and I finally gave up and called the bank, and they said, well, were the services rendered, not delivered? And I went, yes, that sounds like something I had to write down and remember. And they just gave me my money back, just like that. So that's a very important process. I like the sound effects, okay? Very important process as you go through signing up for this education, because on my website, someplace there by our logo, it says, best investment is you. So when you're out there looking to invest in things, the first and best investment you're going to have is you. You need to do the education. You need to make sure you're learning about what you're getting involved in before you get in too deep, because there's nothing I can do to help you. You know, that's why I don't take money from the speakers when they come in here, because if I did, took half of the sales, which most REIAs do, I would be legally obligated to deal with the issues that whoever you're working with isn't giving you what you wanted, because I collected part of the money and was part of that. Well, I'm not part of that. Okay? That's why specifically I do that.
Dan, let me ask you a question
Yes.
before we get too far afield. Could you elaborate just briefly on what that means, services rendered but not delivered?
Okay,
Services rendered.
if I told you that I was going to sell you this thing right here,
Yeah.
this clicker to make this machine work for $1,000, and you said okay, and I said, but I can't give you this one because it's the only one I got, I'll send you one next week, and what showed up was a mint, not this, that service is not rendered. I didn't give you what I promised.
But what way was it delivered?
In the mail. If I delivered it to you in the mail and you
that's the
received it,
delivery. Oh,
and you
okay.
said, okay, I got it, you know.
Okay, I got it.
Or maybe somebody promised you that you were going to get access to a lot of educational information on a website, and you never got the password, and they never would give it to you for some odd reason, I don't know. Anything people promise you, you want to make sure you got that in writing someplace, so that if you don't get it, you can prove that you didn't get it. Because the banks are going to want you to prove it. So use a credit card and make sure that you can prove it before you call up the bank.
You always have 10 days right of decision in California anyway.
You do, but you know, if you're making payments, it may take you 30 days before you realize this is a huge ripoff. And although I did get this other stuff I didn't get and I'm never going to get, and I don't want to be part of this program.
Yeah.
So the longer you can kind of stall that process off, the better you are.
Good.
Okay? If anybody tells you, if you don't sign up today, you're not going to get it for $3,000, this is the last opportunity, you better get that credit card out, I promise you. If you call them up a month later, they'll probably say, you'll do it for $2,000? Well, they might say yes, because they're not in front of a whole room of people, where if they said yes to you for $2,000, then they have to give it to everybody for $2,000. So if they tell you this is the last time, I can pretty much guarantee you, it's not the last time you can get a good deal from them. Okay? So, Property inspections, if you're doing due diligence on properties, you know, especially if you're working with a realtor, the first thing they want you to do is sign the contract, have them be the only person you ever talk to for the next 12 months, and they want a $1,000 deposit on some kind of offer you're making, and you go through all this paperwork and all this trouble, and then you finally get your inspector out there to find out the place is garbage, you don't want it. Well, that's a lot of wasted time for everybody. So what I try to do is say, hey, look, first of all, you're not going to be my exclusive. It's not happening. Wipe that off the contract. Any of these contracts that you get from anybody, no matter who they are, you think that you just have to sign them, give it back. You don't. You can take a red ink pen and mark everything out you don't want and give it back to them and say, hey, if you really want me and what we're going to do here, take this or leave it. I do that with management companies all the time. No, you're not going to do the contract work. All you're going to do is placement and evictions. Take it or leave it. Some people will take it, some won't. You don't ask, you don't get. Okay? So inspections, what I do is, I really want the realtor to go out there first with a camera and kind of look at things. And if it looks like it's going to be something that we're interested in, then I would be willing to sign a contract subject to walkthrough inspection, deposit not paid until after inspection. Now, all realtors are going to want to do that completely opposite of what I just said. And if you look, you'll find some that will listen to you and do it the way you want. Otherwise, they're wasting their time, they're wasting your time, they're wasting your inspector's time, you might be charged by the inspector. So finally, if you get through that process and it looks good, and you get accepted, then you're going to have your inspector go in that you feel good about, your inspector, and get that property inspected. And then you can move on to actually purchasing it or whatever, okay? Do we know that, Sanjay?
Yes, so far.
Okay. Personal development. We're doing some coaching, and really this is about goal setting. And I know all of you go, yeah, very goal setting. It's not rocket science. Absolutely, it's not rocket science. The habit is what's rocket science. If you can get yourself into a habit, even if you don't do it with me, I don't care. But if you can get in a habit once a week of pounding on your goals constantly, things start showing up sooner. My wife's smiling because she's going, yeah, I've seen it, you know. Some of the goals we've been setting is like, well, that wasn't supposed to happen for 6 months, and it looks like it's going to happen now, you know. You start focusing on this stuff over and over and over, and it starts happening even quicker than you thought. Okay? NHBIG, go-to-meetings. So on these coaching calls that I do, we're using GoToMeeting, and I share the screen. I show you exactly what we're doing, and we are currently on these meetings from 11 o'clock to 12 on Saturdays, are looking for abandoned properties and cash buyers. Reggie Brooks was here last month, and he was an excellent speaker, had a lot of good information on abandoned properties. He had his books and CDs and whatnot, tax liens and tax deeds. And in the meantime, between the time that Reggie was here talking about abandoned properties, which is a great place to be looking for properties, by the way, because if you find an abandoned property and you find the owner and you can talk them into something, there's no other realtors, there's nobody else competing with you. You've got, you know, a chance, an opportunity for something that nobody else is looking at, nobody else has been able to find. So in between that month and now, Kent Closer came up with something new, and it was interesting. In his video, he talked about his student came and talked to him about how he successfully found these abandoned properties, but he's doing it manually, and although he's making lots of money, he knows he could be doing a lot better, and if we could just systematize it, we would really have something. So Kent said, okay, they spent some time together, and Kent's had this thing called Find Cash Buyers now, which is really good. Well, he made this Find Motivated Sellers, which is really abandoned properties, act like this program. So you push a button anywhere in the United States, and you get thousands of abandoned properties within one county, one city. Okay? And then you send out your letters, and you see if you can get somebody to call you back. Now, sure, you can use social media marketing and all the other things that I've been trying on some of these coaching calls. But I'd be willing to bet you that once I start passing out the mailers, I'll probably go, why didn't I do this a long time ago? So you can do the same thing with Find Cash buyers, pass out mailers, same thing with this. It's all automated, everything's there. Costs about $1,000 to sign up for it for a lifetime membership. So that's something you might want to check out, okay? Nissan Leaf, okay, so who in here is paying more than $200 a month for gas in their car? Okay, 3, 4, okay. So Maria and I have been talking about an electric car for the longest time and talking about solar. We finally went solar. We've got solar on our house now. And as we kept pounding these goals, we started taking a look at some car problems we had. So we thought, well, let's see, what are we going to do? And we went out and took a look at the Nissan Leaf. And they said for $215 a month, you can lease this car. Now, I kind of like that because I went through and I read the reviews, due diligence, and a lot of people in the reviews said, hey, you know what? Within 3 years, the batteries can be really bad in these cars, and there's class action suits against Nissan right now because of the batteries, and will they last 6 or 7 years or whatever? And I saw other reviews that said, and this is really weird because leasing is kind of like a lease option to purchase the car eventually in 3 years, is about the same price per month as it is to purchase if you were making payments. If you pay cash, of course, you walk in there and go, okay, it's $30,000, will you take 20? Will you take 25? You're ready to go through all that routine. But if you're not paying cash and you're going to make payments, the payment structure is about the same to buy it as it is to lease it. So why not lease it? And if there is a problem with the batteries, in 2017, Tesla's coming out with a $30,000 to $35,000 Model E. They're going to let you drive for life in the car, charge it anywhere you want to go in the United States. So maybe what we'll do is about that time say, well, here's the keys to the Nissan Leaf. You can have it back. I don't care about the batteries. It's been fun, but it's time to move on. And go for a Tesla in the same price range. And the reason it's so cheap is because they factor in the state rebates and the federal rebates. Otherwise, the car would probably be about $350 a month. But when you factor in those rebates that they're giving you right up front, in fact, we're supposed to get a $2,500 check on that rebate. We're still waiting for mail, but where is it? Well, I went out and we got a 220 charger, slapped that in the garage. That car will charge 100% within 2.5 hours. And Maria drives, we thought, oh, it only goes 100 miles. You know, what are we going to do? Well, it turns out she only drives about 25 miles to work around town or whatever a day. So, you know, we can actually charge it every other day. So, you know, if you listen to Robbie and you go solar, you're going to want to think seriously about this because this does not increase the drain of energy nearly as much as you think. What was our last electric bill?
$1.07.
Yay, $1.07. Before that was 90 cents or something. So, you know, maybe it's gone up 3 cents from charging a car. I don't know. It's not much. So you guys really, in the process of looking for your investments out there, you've also got to look at where you're spending your money, and this is an investment, believe me. When you have solar up there, and it's doing nothing more than say they're passively making money for you, that's a good deal.
Yay.
Okay, so I'm done. And let's get Linda Cleavis up here. Thank you so much, Linda, for showing up.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Hi.
I just wanted to introduce our brand new issue. It's 100 pages. It's our largest magazine to date. I'm so proud of it, and I have plenty of copies there for everybody. We also own a monthly digital-only magazine. Have you seen it before? REI Wealth Monthly.
It's cool. You can kind of haze through it as you're on the website, just like a magazine.
It has very unique videos in here that you can't find anywhere else, so it's really cool.
Very, very nice. Now, Linda, you're, what was the last event that you just had? Was it down in San Diego?
It was San Diego. We had about 150 people. It was phenomenal. We had a really nice event.
That's good.
And Ken Clothier was there.
Excellent, excellent. Did you talk about motivated find motivated sellers at all?
No, he didn't. He just pretty much gave an introductory speech and welcomed everybody to the event, but he was fantastic. He really just motivated everybody, and he did a phenomenal job welcoming everybody to San Diego because he lives in La Jolla now.
Yes.
So.
Excellent.
Oh, before I forget, I would like to invite everybody to our Pismo Beach event. It's March 8th. We have a beautiful hotel, the Cliffs Resort, right on the water. You can actually just look out and hear the ocean. It's a lovely venue. So far we have 60 people registered, and we're going to have phenomenal speakers. We have Tony Martinez coming from Redondo Beach. We have Sensei Gilliland joining us from Riverside. In addition, let's see who else. We have Mario Estrada Jr. He's the president of the Central Coast REIA. So we're going to be honoring the Central Coast real estate market. This is probably the first event that they've ever had real estate related in the Pismo Beach, San Luis Obispo area, and I'm very excited to be putting this on. We've been promoting it for about a month, and we have about, I'd say about 60, 65, 70 people registered. We're expecting over 100, and it's completely free, so I welcome you to come, and I hope that you do show up and join us. It'll be great networking. Please bring plenty of business cards.
And what was the date again? It was
March 8th, which is a Saturday, and it's right on the water at the Cliffs Resort. If you want more information, you can sign up with me and I'll email you all the details.
And what were the hours?
It starts at 10 a.m. until about 5 p.m. As I mentioned, we're going to have Tony Martinez speaking on notes, Sensei Gilliland speaking on wholesaling properties. We're also going to listen to Cliff Gager, who's been in the industry over 23 years, and he's still working in the industry. He's still smiling, and he's been in the REI game for many, many years. I mean, he has seen everything out there, so he's really amazing. And now he's teaching students all over California. He's doing a rehab in, I believe, in Irvine, but he's a local investor, so we're going to learn the California perspective with an emphasis on rehabbing properties.
Perfect. That sounds great. One of the last ones that Linda had here, we had a good crowd. Maybe it was 60 or 80, and there were people in here that actually got deals completed or connected that they couldn't before because there were so many people that they were able to network with. So if you're looking for that, and there's going to be 100 some people.
Yeah, we're expecting about 100 people.
Okay.
So far we have people registered from, of course, San Luis Obispo, Pismo, all over Santa Ynez, Ventura. We also have people coming in from Los Angeles, from San Francisco, Altos Cordero, Morro Bay, Cambria. So it's going to be a great event, and I hope that you can join us.
I'll be there. Is there a charge?
No, it's absolutely free. We do have a VIP section, which is $49, and that ensures your seat up in the front. And then you also receive a 1-year subscription to our magazine, Realty 411. So that's $49. In addition, you get a gift bag, which is filled with really great information. But if you don't have the 49 or you're not really sure if you want to commit to that, just come in and you can sit for free, and there's general admission as well as the VIP section.
Excellent. All right.
Any questions? Okay, come and see me at my table.
Thank you very
Thank
much. Yes, that is going to be a good event. I look forward to being there. Keith Foley and Roberta Eastman with REI Wealth Academy.
Thank you so much, Dan. I always love coming here to support Dan and all of you guys.
Good.
I'm Roberta Eastman and my business partner Keith Foley over there. And we are the founders of REI Wealth Academy. And so we do students and we do deals. And tonight I just wanted to share a little bit about the deals. If you don't have any deals, we have some buyer's inventory over there. So there's 6 pages of deals that are going on or properties that you could have. Currently, we have in our funnel, from leads to contract and cash flow, 13 deals happening. So there's all kinds of deals going on up there.
And what surrounding area are the deals in?
We have now homes from Santa Barbara up to Paso Robles, out to Bakersfield and back. So we've got that whole triangle going on, and anything from a $2,500 manufactured home that I bought it for $2,500.
Really?
I'll sell it for $29,900, all the way to a $1.2 million home here in Toledo.
Anything in Ventura?
Nothing in Ventura.
Okay.
Santa Paula, I think, is my next one. The Santa Barbara home, the $1.2 million home, we are lease optioning, rent to own on that. So there's all kinds of things you can do. Just so creative. You can buy it and flip it. You can. I just got approval for a short sale on a reverse mortgage.
Wow, really?
Okay, so mom went into assisted living. She had already done a reverse mortgage. I went in a short sale of property, and we just got the approval. So.
Very interesting.
You know, so you can have a couple of strategies, right? I can either take it and just turn around and resell it, which I already have a buyer lined up, or I can put, there's not even $10,000 worth of repair in this house needed. I can put $10,000 in and, you know, sell it for retail within, 30 days, because there's no clause in the short sale that says I can't sell it.
Excellent. Can you talk a little bit about your coaching and your education?
The coaching, yeah, feel free to come visit with us. We've got students here. So, feel free to talk to them and feel free to come over and talk to us. For us, it's really about, if you are doing this, I am going to transition you from being a hobbyist to a business owner. Because if you're doing this as a hobby, you're making money, you may be, but you're not making as much money as you could. So that's what we teach, is business building, marketing, real estate investing in regards to that. But deals, everything we do is off market. We don't buy any houses on market. I haven't needed to. I've got 13 in the pipeline, and we've gotten 3 new leads. We're at like 3 to 4 leads a week.
Wow.
And it's all word of mouth.
Huh?
Except for our vehicles being wrapped. And now, Keith, can you show our t-shirts for buyers? I have our t-shirt of
All right.
we buy houses cash. Right?
Excellent. All right.
And then on the other side of it, it just says, walk away today. So, but other than that, and the lettering on our vehicles, we don't really do any advertising or marketing. Everything so far has been word of mouth, and I just can't keep up. So if I market, then forget. We're really not going to be. So
In this market where people are talking about competition and it's getting tough, you're doing great.
there is no competition. There is no competition. If you are looking houses off market, and if you're out there, and I guess this is the tip I'd like to leave you with, don't go looking for the deals. Go looking for the people that you can help. Because there are people out there every day that don't want, can't afford, don't need their home anymore. And on the other side, there's buyers who can't go to a bank and don't want to go to a bank or don't need to go to a bank. Go find those people, and you'll have enough deals to last you a lifetime at this point. For me, that's what it feels like. 13 deals is more than enough. So,
That's great.
all right?
Any questions?
Any questions? Need anything? Come visit.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, and then we have Anna Cummings, and Anna Cummings is back here in the corner. She really doesn't want to get up here, and I don't blame her. It's a hot spot. Okay. But what she has is some health and beauty products, and she said, well, I don't know, Dan, do you think that I could do something at your meeting, something like that? And I said, do you have any idea, in this day and age, of advertising on YouTube, how important it is to look good? It's very important. So she's somebody that can help you out with that. And we do some video stuff too. Maybe Michael will do a video for you. Who knows, okay? So thank you, Anna, for being here and offering your services. Okay, so actually we can take a little break, grab a little bit more wine, some food. We're going to have Robbie Golden come up here. We're going to hook up his computer, get him ready to go, and then we're on with Robbie. Okay?
Okay, excellent, thanks.